Good morning. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. Are you having trouble buying enough groceries for your family, especially in these inflation times? I have got several Hamburger Helpers recipes, and I mean a lot of them. I've also found some World War II recipes that I will be passing on to you, if not today, within the week. Okay, remember, I have got art camps on Monday and Tuesday from early in the morning until late at night, and by the time I get home I'm exhausted, especially when I'm working with 14 or 15 kids at a time, and we're talking little ones. It kind of takes a lot out of you, or it does me at my age, and so there will be no recording on Monday and Tuesday except for the 4th of July, no, not the 4th of July weekend either, until the first part of August, and then I'll be back to my regular times, okay? So anyway, here we go. Hamburger Helpers. I hope these help you stretch your budget. And remember, even if it says 1 pound of hamburger or 2 pounds of hamburger, you can cut them in half and still come up with enough food to feed your family. Or, if you want to make sure you stretch the food, use Zental's for half of your food. You cook them up and you put them in there, and they kind of taste of, like, they're kind of like a zucchini. My mouth isn't working. Like zucchini, and they take on the flavor and the taste of whatever they're put with. So they taste like hamburger, and nobody will know the difference unless you tell them. Okay, here we go. Hamburger Helper number 1. 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 4 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 3 cups of elbow macaroni uncooked. Mix all these ingredients thoroughly and store in an airtight container. To use, round 1.5 to 2 pounds of hamburger. Drain if necessary. Add the mix 2 cups of water and 1 cup of milk to the hamburger. Cover the skillet and let the macaroni cook. For added protein, add 2 cups of shredded cheese before serving, or like I said, add some lentils for half of your hamburger. That's your first recipe. Number 2, 1 pound of ground meat, 1 small onion diced, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a pinch to 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and salt and pepper to taste. 1.5 cups of milk, 1.5 cups of beef broth, 2 cups of macaroni uncooked, 1 can of 8-ounce tomato sauce, 2 cups of shredded cheese. Remember, you can cut this meat in half, or use whatever you have. Beef broth, use bouillon cubes, and water, but don't add any sugar or salt then. Okay, substitute if you have to. Substitute what you have to this. Don't run out to buy extra. Alright, you got that basic one. Brown ground beef and onions. Drain excess grease. Add paprika, dried parsley, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, salt and pepper. Stir in the macaroni, the milk, and the broth and tomato sauce. Bring to a boil. Reduce the heat to a simmer. Cook for 10 to 12 minutes or until macaroni is cooked. Stir occasionally to prevent sticking. Stir in cheese until melted after the macaroni is cooked. Homemade macaroni number 3. 1 pound of ground meat, hamburger or turkey. You remember you don't have to use ground beef in here. You can use turkey, and right now turkey is cheaper than ground beef. Or at this time it is. 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder or minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of onion powder or minced onion, 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/2 teaspoon of plain salt, or I should say iodized salt there, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1½ cups of macaroni uncooked, 3½ cups of broth or water, 1/2 cup sour cream, 2 cups of shredded cheese. Cook the ground meat until done. Drain the excess grease if necessary. Add ketchup, mustard, seasoning, macaroni, and broth. Stir well to combine. Bring to a boil at reduced heat. Cover, simmer 10 to 12 minutes or until macaroni is cooked. Remove from the heat, add your sour cream and your shredded cheese, and your mix will thicken as it cools. Next one. 1 box of macaroni and cheese, 1 pound of ground meat, 1 onion diced, 1/2 cup mushrooms sliced, or use canned mushrooms, garlic, salt, and pepper to taste, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of corn, 1 can of drained olives. Cook the macaroni from the macaroni and cheese. Brown your ground meat. Drain excess fat if necessary. Add your mushrooms, onions, garlic, salt, and pepper to the ground beef. Add the cheese packet from the mac and cheese to the ground meat. Add the tomatoes, corn, and olives. Cook until heated thoroughly. Add your cooked macaroni. Number 5. 1 pound of hamburger or turkey, 1 onion diced, 3 sliced peeled and sliced potatoes, thinly sliced, 1 can cream of mushroom soup, 1 can of cream style or whole kernel corn, I like cream style, 1 can of milk, 1 vegetable can of milk. Brown your hamburger with the onion. Drain the excess fat if necessary. In a greased baking dish, combine the hamburger, the peeled and sliced potatoes, the soup, corn, and the milk. Mix thoroughly and bake at 350 degrees until the potatoes are tender. Take half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. Next, Hamburger Helper, this is page 1. 2 cups of powdered milk, 1 cup of cornstarch, 1 1/4 cup of beef or chicken bouillon granules, 2 tablespoons of dried onion, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of dried parsley, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Combine all these ingredients, mix thoroughly, store in an airtight container. To use for chili mac: 1 pound of hamburger cooked and drained, 1 cup of water, 1 1/2 cups of elbow macaroni undiced, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 1/2 cup of your mix that we just made. Bring to a boil and you simmer for 20 minutes or until your macaroni is done. Stroganoff: 1 pound of hamburger cooked and drained, 2 cups of water, 1/2 cup of mix, and 2½ cups linguine noodles uncooked. Combine them all together. Bring to a boil, reduce heat, simmer for 15 minutes. Add 1/2 cup of sour cream before serving, if you desire. Using the same mix. If I can get my put the sheet apart. Yep, using my same mix. For potato casserole: 1 1/2 pounds of hamburger, 1 pound hamburger cooked and drained, 3/4 cup of water, 6 potatoes peeled and sliced thin, 1 cup of frozen peas, and half a cup a heaping cup of mix. Put it all together and simmer for 20 minutes or until the potatoes are done. Lasagna Casserole. 1 pound of hamburger, cooked and drained. 1/2 cup of mix. 1 onion chopped. 16 ounces of tomato sauce. 3 cups of wide egg noodles uncooked. And 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Bring it all to a boil. Simmer for 15 or 20 minutes until your egg noodles are done. Add 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. Cover and let the mozzarella cheese melt. Okay. Gotta find my other recipes here. Right, let's start with that. Noodle rice fillet. 1/4 cup butter melted. 1 cup of rice. 1/2 cup of fine egg noodles. 2/3 cup of broth. 2 tablespoons of fresh minced parsley. And cheese if desired. Melt your butter. Add your rice and stir until coated. Add the broth and the egg noodles. Cook until the rice and the noodles are done. Stir in cheese if desired. Next one. Might not have any titles on it, but most of them are meals. Peel and slice 6 medium potatoes, or as many as needed. Put your potatoes in a cast iron skillet with a tight fitting lid. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of fat, chopped onions. Fry the potatoes and the onions slowly, stirring often until brown. Add 2 beaten eggs and stir until the eggs are cooked. Serve immediately. Homemade magic shell. 2 cups of milk chocolate chips. 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Combine your chips and coconut oil in a microwave-safe bowl. Heat mixture at 20-second intervals, stirring after each interval. Continue until the chips are almost completely melted. Let cool and transfer to a mason jar. Dip into the jar with a spoon or just pour over your ice cream. Magic shell. Once the chocolate is cooled, it will become solid again. To make it liquid, put in hot water bath, or microwave it at 15-second intervals. Parmesan noodles. 1 package of medium egg noodles. 3 tablespoons of chopped green onions. 2 tablespoons of butter. 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I got grouped up here. Garlic, salt, and pepper to taste. Cook your noodles according to the package directions. Toss with butter, green onions, and Parmesan cheese, garlic, salt, and pepper, and you serve immediately. Corned beef stew, based on a World War II rationing recipe. 1 can of corned beef diced. You got onions, potatoes, carrots, broth, or water, any amount that you want that will thicken it, that will feed your family. Cook it all together until heated thoroughly. You're going to have to make sure, not just heated thoroughly, make sure it's all cooked thoroughly. Okay? Thicken with your water and flour and water slurry. Add kitchen bouquet for coloring. Another Hamburger Helper. Ground meat, cooked and drained. Elbow macaroni, cooked. Salt and pepper to taste. Paprika to taste. Cumin to taste. Chili powder to taste. Garlic to taste. 1 onion diced. 1 small can of tomato paste. 2 cups of shredded cheese. Thawed mixed vegetables are optional. Combine it all together. Make sure it's all cooked well. Cook until heated thoroughly. Remember, your elbow macaroni and your ground beef is already cooked. Add your cheese and stir it in until melted. Next one. This is your cooked spaghetti. You have a can of cream of chicken soup, or a can of chicken and chicken drained, any vegetable you desire. You combine them all together and heat thoroughly. Next one, you need a ramen noodle package, 1 can of vegetable soup and 1/2 can of water. Cook your noodles in vegetable soup and water. You save your seasoning packet for another day, and you serve. Next one, 1 can of chicken noodle soup, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and 2 can of water, and minute rice. Combine all the ingredients, mix thoroughly, and cook until your rice is done. These are all recipes that you should be able to use from your basic pantry without running out to have to buy other foods. Oatmeal. This is for old depression recipe. You have oatmeal, a large pot of oatmeal cooked, and you have bacon grease, maple syrup, or brown sugar. You cook your oatmeal as directed on a package. You spread it into a baking dish and even it out. You cool it. Then you cut into squares, fry in bacon grease, and you serve with maple syrup or brown sugar. And you can do the same with cornmeal mush. Now I'm going to try rice on that and see if you can do with rice. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you later with the Bible readings. Have a good day. God bless you.